Hello, 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 people. Welcome to hello, everyone. Welcome to the road trip. The road trip. It's not even the road trip. What am I doing? The trip. Ay. Yeah, I'm a little. I guess I'm flustered. It's been that kind of weekend. What's going on? I don't see anybody here. Is everybody giving up? Did I put the wrong link out? That's what it seems like. But we'll see if everybody joins. All right, so we are here. All right, so let's see. You know what? Now I have to check. Did I actually put the right link out? I will check just a second here and just to be sure. I think I put the right link out. So let's see. I'm checking it just now to make sure. Looks like the right link. Yeah, it is. All right. So let's see who joins me today. Is everybody upset? Is everybody sad? I think I shared the link with my friends. I'm sure they have a link too. Let's see here. Yep. I did send the link, so that's happened. Nobody's told me they're not showing up. It is Monday, right? Monday, 7:30. Has there been a time change or something? I guess we'll find out in a second here when people start showing up. But yeah, I'm here. I'm just smiling because, I enjoy talking. But the game this weekend, not so good. What's crazy is it was one of those things where everybody said it could happen or it would happen, and we're not going to go undefeated. We don't go undefeated for the rest of the season, and it sounds like it's the season's over, but it's not. It's not. It's not over yet. We've got XBX in the house. Welcome to the show, BX. Right now, it's just me and you. Me and you. I don't even have my partners in crime with me. So how you doing, BX? How are you doing? What's the word? The soda went down the wrong tube, as they say. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm feeling good too, but I'm feeling good about this Arsenal. But I think we've been complaining about it all for as long as we can. You've been following this team, right? Yeah. So yeah, definitely. It seems like starting. I think it was the first game of the weekend, right? Gave you a lot of time to think about it and talk about it. And I think I probably have talked about it at least 2 or 3 times already. So yeah, that game did take out the wins, as you say, BX. Got Steven in the house. Welcome to the show, Steven from the north. He said he's working tonight, but he's just listening. So yeah, cool. Thanks for joining us. Yes, Arsenal Misfit. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I was just kind of going through my thoughts right now, and it's the draw. I could have accepted the draw, even though both teams could have won. That's the way it played out. We supposedly, I would like to say we're the better team, but I kind of feel like when you have as many changes as we've had, and they are on a roll, things like this can happen. And before we continue, we'll let the man from the floor join us. Spencer, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I was just here, just wondering if anybody joined. It seemed like nobody was going to join me. Um, I started a little late because I was trying to get some messages out, and then I finally got all the message out. Start the show. I was like, "There's nobody here." I hadn't even joined my own show, so it's just me talking to nobody until I joined my own show, and then
It
yeah,
happens.
I think after a loss like this, people don't want to chat. I guess or don't want to
Well,
hear
the
what they've
good
been hearing.
news is you've got 2 games you can talk about for this week coming up. You can always,
That's true. We can,
you
yeah,
know,
but we probably want to talk about the game a little bit, see how we feel now. Have we had a little time to digest it? If it changes anything, if it adds anything new. Base kind of says he wants to forget the Villa game. The more time that goes by, the more I'm annoyed by our lack of bite. Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it coming. That's the problem. We all saw it coming. So when it happened, what you going to do? We all saw it happen. We all saw the team kind of at least running on steam. You know, you know, and this game played out like that. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. You know, it's not like Villa isn't playing midweek. They're playing midweek just like us. All these teams are playing midweek just like us. I just think those other teams like to use their players and give their players breaks, and I think that's the problem. I don't think our man management is good. I think players like Norgard, players like Skelly, who else? In Weary, I think players like that could be given some of our teammates breaks, but they're not being utilized that way. And whatever players we can use, we could use them for. We're not. So I think it comes back to bite you sometimes. And I've been calling for rotation for years, and I think we have a squad that we should be able to rotate, even with all the injuries we had. I think we still need to be able to rotate. These players cannot go like they've been going. Spencer, these players can't keep playing. They can't. We can't just have the strongest squad on paper every game. At some point, those players will run out of steam.
which one are you referring to? Because
Pick any player, all of them. They're all the whatever our starting 11 is. We don't change it unless we're forced to.
we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? I say that
It's too
because
late. It's too late.
it's
It's
not
too
too late.
late.
What are you gonna?
You had you had a
Hold on.
4 game you had a 4 game stretch where you couldn't. If we had if Arteta had his choice, he would have used the same 11 every game.
Okay, are people happy with the results though?
No, nobody's happy with the
There you
results
go. So it's
because
one of those. It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't mentalities.
no. But
Because
if we lost to Bayern Munich and we had beat Chelsea or Villa,
people still would have complained.
I wouldn't have complained,
People still
especially
would
if
have
we had to
complained, Gary.
rotate. Yeah,
You,
no,
you
but
met
you're
the
not.
fan
I'm not
base.
everybody, but that's the problem. Why do you care about what everybody else thinks? You
I
don't,
watched
right?
a stream earlier today where everybody and their mom's doing the Arteta out.
Mm,
Arteta wasted 6 years of my life, which, again, if that's your mentality, you need to touch grass.
yeah,
I mean, this fan base is going to react regardless.
yeah,
I mean, the problem you got right now is you got the 3 center backs down, and you don't know when Saliba's going to come back. So it creates all sorts of issues because now that you're already weak in the back, you have to be careful how weak you go in the midfield because you're already weak in one spot. I mean,
yeah.
it's
But we have.
we've talked about this already on Saturday where we would have done the rotation.
Yep.
The Spurs game probably would have been where I would have, I think you could pull him Rice off at 65th minute. The Brentford game, if no guard can't come on and do 30 minutes there, then why are you here?
Yep. Yep. Before you
Um,
continue, I was going to say hello to Tony, who's joined us. He was sitting in the back patiently waiting. So Tony, we'll get to you. That you finish. Go ahead, Spencer.
but
Yeah.
you got walked off, man. That's what happened. You got walked off, and kind of blame McCafe on his lack of a clearance there. But it's the world isn't falling apart as
So if
much
you
as
can blame Hincapi, then you can also blame Erdogan for just standing there and watching everything happen, right?
why specifically him. Weren't there other guys in the?
Well, you just specifically picked Hincapi as one of the culprits in the game,
Does
and
he
I'm
not?
giving
Does
you
he
another
not
one.
create? Does he not create the whole sequence of events there? by his poor
Well, what
clearance.
about Calafieri on the first goal? I mean,
We're talking about the
Plenty-
second goal.
Well,
plenty to
there's
go
many
around.
like you picked one scenario, one sequence of play, and I'm telling you the last sequence of play in that the last part of that sequence was your captain was our captain standing there watching all his teammates jumping getting on the ground to try to clear a ball,
Should have
and
never
he
been
didn't
there.
want to get involved.
Still
It
shouldn't
doesn't
have.
matter.
It
But
does matter.
if you can blame Hinkapy for one mistake, I can blame Erdegaard for not even getting engaged, not
But I
even
don't.
trying.
But I
He didn't
don't
even
really.
try.
But I don't even care at this point, to be honest with you.
No,
The
no, you
game's
did
over.
because you brought up Hinkapy. Why
I
don't you
did
bring
bring
up
him up.
your captain? Why don't you bring up Calafiori? Why don't you bring up Eza?
Because
Right?
all right, so what's just
All of
happened
them, all
there?
of them,
What's just
all of
happened
them.
there? Hold on, Gary. What's just happened there? Tony hates Calafiori, so it's his moment to wag on Calafiori.
I don't hate Eze. I don't
didn't
hate
say- I didn't say you
Calafiori.
did.
I don't even hate
I said
Hinkapy.
Tony does not like Calafiori. We know this. He's mentioned he has his issues with him. Hate was probably the incorrect word, Tony. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But I mean,
He
you
does not like. It would
you
be
pref-
like
there we go.
correct.
You prefer Eze and Weary over Odegaard, so it's your chance to pick on Odegaard. I like Hinkapy. So I'm just saying, people.
I just
people,
complained about
games-
Eze. You're telling me I liked him more than Erdegaard. No, he also screwed up
Yes,
in this game.
but that it's already
But
done.
you started with the last sequence of play, and that's when I just said there are a lot of people that didn't clear the ball in that.
And I
last
wasn't the
sequence of
only
play.
person that said that today too about Hinkapy also.
No, I understand
Oh,
he
that's-
didn't do his job, which everybody said he should have been able to. Right, but
That's
there's
what's
a
happen
lot,
when
but
you
there's
start.
always another person that can maybe back you up and help you out. Right,
True.
like you put up a take and it really sucks, but then I back it up and everybody's like, okay, it makes sense. Then that's what teammates do for each other, and I think all those teammates trying to support, clear that ball out, and one that I can remember not getting involved kind of doesn't look good. I mean, you look at the still frames, I went through it. At one point, there were two Villa players on the ground, and Erdegaard was standing there watching it. By the time the goal was scored, there were three players in front of him. He had let everybody get up off the ground and attack the ball, and that's how. And one of those players on the ground was Buendia. But our captain was standing there watching, and he could have actually got in there, probably got in the way of Buendia, and that ball never even gets touched by a Villa player.
So it's Odegaard's fault.
Everybody's fault.
There we go.
Last person though, Erdegaard. He's the last one that could have done
There
anything.
is a world where everybody can be at fault, but there's also a world where a sequence of events, is started by someone and is finished by someone.
Yeah, but you know what? When Urea makes a save because somebody makes a mistake, we don't always go to the guy who made the mistake, right?
No, because again, like I said, people have their biases on what they think happened. I'm not saying you.
It
This is
did
our fan
happen.
base.
What I said
Gary,
happened.
this is our fan base. Gary, I literally, the phone messages today. I had someone saying that we're not going to win the league anyway this year. We're 2 points up on City, so that's already crept itself into there. So people already have their biases, and when things happen, it becomes a what's the word I'm looking for? A confirmation bias on stuff. Like some people don't like Odegaard, and I thought Odegaard was really good on Saturday, minus that last portion of the game. But I mean, that's how this works, man. This fan base is so finicky.
Yeah, but you know what? We're not talking. We're not.
And then I hear the word about standards. Come on, man.
No, but we're not. We don't talk that way. So why do you care about everybody else? I want to hear your thoughts, not like what
I've heard it all day, Gary.
Because you're not.
I allowed
guy.
myself to engage in content that was of a lower quality.
No. But
That's
we are
why
a
I
different
don't
level
watch
of
any of
content
those
over here,
shows.
Spencer.
I know I'm venting to you, gentlemen, at this point.
Oh, is that what it is? You know
Yeah.
what? I'm glad to hear it. Even though I was. You guys had to tell me.
And I'm not.
But bottom line to all of this is you start sifting around your back four. You gotta invite mistakes and you gotta invite goals.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna have the communication. Because Ray doesn't do it. I don't think anybody else on the back line should do it. And the sequence there, Gary's talking about Odegaard at the very least would communicate to his players, hey, there are these guys over here. You might want to move this way, but none of that happened. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it's for me, it's a total system failure because I think we had many chances to get a second goal. We have many chances to finish this game off defensively. Didn't happen, and we failed for it. Let me just go through the chat real quick, and then we'll
I
continue
mean,
on.
if you watch that sequence over again, I just
Mm.
ask you to look at it again. Like,
Yeah, I've looked
I
at it
get
multiple times.
I get why Odegaard did what he did because all he had to do was put his foot in there and someone goes down and it's a penalty. And you already got 2 or 3 Arsenal
He
players
had
on the
there were
floor.
two
Timber misses
Arsenal
the ball,
players on the
Zuckerman
ground.
misses
The
ball,
only
Ben
person he
White
was
misses
going to
the ball,
touch,
Timber
you're,
misses the
you're, you're,
ball.
you still frame it. You can see there are two West Villa players on the ground, two Arsenal players
Timber and
fighting
White.
for the ball, right?
Poor challenges
They
too,
both
by
go
the way.
they both go down to the ground,
Poor as could
and
be.
he still doesn't engage. He just steps away and leaves it. And then all the Villa players do is step in, and one of them sends it home. So no, I hear what you're saying, but we needed everybody on board here.
Zubamendi had the first clearance that was horrific.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These guys are scrambling. You're worrying about the one guy who did nothing and saying it's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I
Yeah.
don't look. I mean, he's part of one of 11 that just failed there.
Yep.
It's just. I mean, I get people want to hold the captain accountable because of armband. That's
No, I want when I see something like that, like he tried, like Hincapie tried to collect the ball and made a mistake, right? But he didn't even try, and that's where I come out of. That's where I'm like, you didn't even try. Like when I say Arteta didn't even try to help us win this game by bringing on somebody who might have helped. I don't. That's what I'm like. You know what? You didn't even give yourself an opportunity, and that's what happened there. And I think he didn't give himself an opportunity to be like the savior and save at least a point. Yeah. Chelsea and Villa seem to have bullied us a bit, and I'm having deja vu of past years. Did we really get bullied by Chelsea and Villa?
No.
I don't think we got bullied. I mean,
Chelsea and Villa looked like such wide open games that I think it, from my opinion, is it wasn't structured. The game wasn't allowed to be structured, and at that point, it turned into almost like a basketball match.
Yeah, I listened to what's his name? I listened to Adrian Clark, and he kind of went into kind of how he saw the game play out and stuff like that. And like you say, I don't think he liked the way that. And I think, let me see, I think I have the message that he actually said. He didn't like the way that the team set up, and that I think kind of hurt us a little bit. I forget what he said now. I thought I wrote a note to myself, but I don't see it. Oh wait, what did he say? But one of the things that he said was that the fact that we had Eze and Moreno playing out there, one left and Moreno and Erdogan, you had Moreno trying to compete in the same spaces as Erdogan, and that didn't really help. And maybe that's true, and that's why it didn't work. I think Eze worked well with Moreno, and that's one of the things he said, is that Eze and Moreno worked really well when Eze was in the 10. Erdogan not so much, because they're competing for spaces. He's competing for spaces with Erdogan because he likes to come back, and then either that pushes Erdogan back, or they just in the same spot, and so then we don't get anything out of it. And that's what you noticed there, right? There was nobody that would step into that space, right? Remember, usually the person that would step into that space was Eze, right? But now he's playing on the wing, so he's out wide. Erdogan's not stepping into that space, so now you've got nothing happening there, and it's easy to defend.
Well, it's the Moreno issue too, though. Let's look at some Moreno issue too, because to me, and we talked about this Saturday, Arteta did make the right moves though at halftime. He brought on Yorkeres and brought on Odegaard. That was the right moves. But
I would say yes and no, because I don't like the fact that you took off Eze in a game that was going to be this type of game where I think we don't have a player like him. So you need to take him off. You take off one of the skill set that he brings to the table that we don't have. He's a moments player. Everybody says that. We don't have another one outside of Trossard. And, Trossard, coming on and as a going off, I think you basically you didn't have another option after that. And then when the fact that Trossard couldn't even give you 45 minutes meant you basically kind of took all your chances of getting a late goal or an opportunity off the table.
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. I don't really want to argue about it on this one or discuss it because I still think Odegaard does give you stuff going forward.
What did he give? What did he give us?
He can create chances just as much as Eze can. But what I want to see them both on the field at the same time as someone else playing left wing with Rice as a 6. That's what I want to see. You have 2 attacking players up there feeding to a striker. That's what I want to see.
I'll tell you this. I felt it was too soon to bring Erdegaard in when you actually had things working. If you're going to keep Moreno in the game, and Eze and him were working well, bringing in Erdegaard basically broke up. You just basically killed your front line. You got nothing out of it, and that's why you had to make those substitutions. Whereas if you had
asking a stupid question, when did Trossard come on?
He came on halftime with Gyökeres.
Then when did Odegaard come on?
Erdegaard started the game. That's why Eze had to go left wing.
That's right. Okay, I'm misunderstanding. Yeah. So no. Yeah, Trossard. That's when we actually got better. Is when we brought Trossard on. In my opinion, we became more front-footed.
No, I don't want to see Eze on the left anymore because it doesn't work for us sometimes. And if it's going to defend like that, it's going to hurt us even worse, right? And I think the reason why he didn't defend well is because he didn't have a leader like a Gabriel, making sure he stays with Matty Cash. I mean, he left him, and he left him. He didn't defend. You needed to defend 2 spaces at that point, and he kind of gave up the entire wing, and we got beat there. Yep. Will Norgard get his first ever Champions League start? He better. If Norgard can't start against Club Brugge and Wolves, you wasted money.
But that's when Calafieri is supposed to back up him, but Calafieri's always.
I thought Calafieri was actually closer inside the box. That's what I thought, and I think some people said Timber made a mistake, and that's why everybody had to rotate over. If I remember, I think I heard that, and that's why you saw the shift of everybody moving, more to the right, because there was a little breakdown on the right-hand side where the ball was coming from.
Commentators definitely were blaming Calafieri for a first goal.
Because I think Calafieri was back there. I think he was on the back line inside of. I thought he was inside of Eze. Does anybody? Do you have that still, or Spencer? When the first goal was scored?
What are you talking about?
Do you have that?
I don't have it in front of me, but I know as Calafieri was. I just know that Lee Dixon was hitting on Calafieri harder than he was Eze because of how far in he came.
But that brought Eze in, right? And now Eze left the wing wide open.
I think you traditionally would have had someone back there anyway. Like when Martinelli and Trossard are out there, or even Saka, they kind of come further back on those situations anyway. But I just think it was just a weird. Because that was the other thing that bothered me, because I'm going to gig him too. Timber was playing like he was a fullback on Saturday as well.
And that's the other thing that Adrian Clark said. He said both of our fullbacks were bombing up the pitch.
Yeah.
And he was like, that kind of weakened us as well, which, you know what? I know Tony believes that we should be able to bomb up the pitch with our fullbacks. You saw what happens when we do that.
Were they back 3, Gary?
No. You know what? You can't just say that every time, because you don't even say, "Oh, just when we have a back 3," because we never play a back 3, so it's not even an option.
Bombing forward. If they're bombing forward, they're not fullback.
But you
fullbacks
and White and Saka to invert. That's what you say every time, and you never say as long as we're playing a back 3, because you can't say that because we'll never play a back three.
I don't like them inverting.
uh,
I don't like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I
hear
mean,
you.
you can have your fullbacks bombing,
Yeah,
but it's got to be the right game.
yeah.
And you're not, and Villa away isn't that game in my
Do,
opinion.
do, do you know why it works almost all the time, Gary?
Hmm.
Because you have Gabrielle back there to clean up everybody's
Yeah. Oh, like I
shit in
said,
the bed.
Gabrielle wouldn't have let.
I mean,
He would have
how
protected
many
that.
times was Zinchenko did Gabrielle bail out Zinchenko?
Gabrielle
Countless
yeah.
times.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens to Calipari as well because he's way up there. Timber at least pauses at the halfway line. He used to not cross it.
Yeah. That
But
wasn't
when
a
the
game for you. Let me
manager's
finish.
telling
You know,
you to
I
go
keep meaning to go
forward,
through these chats.
you go forward.
Let me go through these chats real quick. The defense isn't allowed to defend properly in this chaotic system when missing main players, and that's on Arteta to basically calm them down and slow things down. I think he let them go a little bit too far, and they can't handle that. Not in a game like that. This wasn't a game to test out that theory. Calipari shouldn't have the license to roam. That's for Eze. Well, you know what? Eze's playing left wing, so that's not really an option. That's not really he bombs when Eze's playing a 10. So I don't even think that's the issue. It was probably more that we were just weaker and we didn't really defend our, like we had like lesser people on the pitch, right? When you take off the two top center backs in England, you should adjust. We didn't. We didn't. WOTC, welcome to the show. He says, let's like the video. Please do, everybody. The manager isn't learning, and this is a critical period. Yeah, I don't, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Morning, lads. Tiger Guna joins us. Got Chris Nix in the house. Thank you. I'm baffled when people say Man City are on form. They are not. Yeah, I think they had one good game in 3. So I don't know how they're on form. If that's on form, then all right, cool.
I mean,
we had one good game. We had one good game in 3 as well. You know what I mean?
I mean, they blew a 2-goal lead against Leeds. They did extra time to score that one. Of course, they did it in the early portion of the extra time, and then they were up 5-1 over Fulham, and ended up being 5-4. So, yeah, they're on form offensively, but again, like if the goals dry up one game, that's when they get got, or they drop points by getting a draw.
Yeah, we'll see how they play.
Villa's the one that's on form. I think they're
But Villa can't do this.
7 out of 8 now.
Yeah, but they're not going to do this for 38 games. I don't see that happening.
Well, they haven't. They've only lost once in a year.
Yeah.
So at home they are pretty good, and so if you're playing at home, they can do that for the rest of the season. All right. The problem is now we'll see how they do. They're going to go travel like everybody else midweek, and then weekend we'll see how that plays out. Or they're going to play a midweek game anyways.
What, we get them back at the Emirates January 30th or December 30th?
Yep, end of the year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, City's attack is looking good, but we'll see. It's all about consistency. I mean, yeah, and all it takes is one little blip, one little, not mistake, but what things that are happening to us, right? Players missing games, players out of form because they're tired. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah,
and we're almost same goal difference as them. So.
Yeah, they got about 5 more goals than us, I think, is the case. So comes down to a tie. They win it right now. We've got Portsmouth in the FA Cup. That's right. We're traveling to Portsmouth, so we should rotate for that game. And even
that's good though. We got I don't want to say a gift because Portsmouth could beat you, right? But
a lower level team. So
yes, you're not preparing for a top 6 Man United Liverpool for round 3, which is nice to get that started. That was the other discussion in the group chat I was in earlier today. Is the one guy was talking about, Arteta and can't win in the league right now, and I'm like, you should be competing on all 4 fronts. We should be able to take care of Crystal Palace on the 23rd. That needs to be important. You've got Club Brugge this week, Wolves. Everton's not going to be an easy game, but I think they can get a result there. And a result, 3 points. But we should be sitting here in February still getting ready to go for the semifinals of the Carabao Cup and into the 4th round of the FA Cup and still leading the league. Like, I think that's, even with the injuries, that's a reasonable expectation because the talent's there. If Arsenal had gone to Villa on Saturday, I know they still lost 2-1. It's a devastating way to lose. But if we had lost 4-0 or like 4-1, that's a bigger issue than, hey, you got walked off. To me, it is. I know the points tally looks the same in the standings and everything, but I'm not freaking out at this moment. I think you got a couple get-right games coming up. But it's going to be incumbent on Arteta to make sure he does proper squad management too. So we shall see.
Yep, no, for sure. I mean, like I said, I've been saying this. Rice, Zubimendi, Saka, they should get the bear. Like Rice should not play for 2 games. Zubimendi and Saka may travel, but probably shouldn't play. Definitely in Club Rouge, we shouldn't even think to use them at all. That should be the case. I mean, we play everybody else. If we can bring Salmon on the to Villa, he can go to Club Rouge, and he could get minutes there.
Dowman, Jesus.
Dowman should travel. Yeah, Jesus is already on our bench, so
this is a perfect game for Jesus, in my opinion, because it's Europe, so it'd be a little less physical.
I don't know if they're going to start him because I don't even think he can give them 60 minutes.
Well, you don't need 60. 45 will work.
Yeah, I just
halftime. Give him a half. Give Yorker a half.
I just don't understand why none of those guys are going to under 21s and playing.
We don't do that.
Jesus played in that behind closed door friendly, right?
We don't do that for our first teamers. Yeah.
Yeah, but you should still do them with closed doors.
I hear what you're saying, but we don't do that. We don't do that. Jesus and Dowman and Oxley Chamberlain aren't part of our main.
So what is Oxley Chamberlain doing here?
He's practicing? He's practicing.
Is he trying to find a team?
It's like El Neni when he was practicing, I think, right? So yeah, play like Perez would practice. I mean, former players get.
I'm fine with it. Are you expecting to like, hey man, suit up for a couple games?
No.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not asking.
No, I mean it's just like anything else. You're an alumni. You can always go back, right? Doesn't mean you're going to be playing. You probably, so that's how that worked. All right. Oh, what was it?
It's always worked. It's like past players have always had the green card to come play and train whenever.
Yeah. I'll say this. I enjoyed seeing Erdogan shoot. The shot that Emmy had to put his fingertips on to push over the bar. I enjoyed that. I mean, those are the things that I want to see more from him because I assume, I like to think if Emmys can barely get to it, most goalkeepers won't get to it. Like I said, I don't know how that's going to play out with Eze, how they're going to utilize both Eze and Erdogan. Because I don't think Eze can play in the left wing if we have a healthy left wing.
I think he's going to try to keep doing the left wing stuff.
Yeah,
unless he does what I'm thinking with putting Odegaard and Eze on there and rotating Zubimendi and Rice that way.
Why can't you just not play Rice and put?
You want to take off our best player? You want to take off our best player right now? You want to take off our leader right now?
Some rest, Gary.
No. I know. No, that's why he's not playing the next 2 games. But here's the stretch of games he has to play in, right? He has to play in the quarterfinals. I don't know. Do we need to bring him into quarterfinals? I
put him on the bench. Put him on the bench.
Brighton, Villa. He's definitely gonna be playing. Bournemouth is what we play after that. That's an away game.
Yes.
And then we play Liverpool. So
yes.
And then we play Forest away. I mean, we don't really have, and I think those games are all short week games.
Well, I'll change my opinion on that because I think he's going to play, whether it's substitute, start, whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've dropped points at Chelsea, if you drop 4, my math is bad. If you drop 5 points, that's when they tend, in my opinion, to double down and say, okay, I need to get this righted. And Rice, you can do it for me. Odegaard, Eze, you can do it for me. Saka, I need you. Like, I'm not sitting saying you can't rotate because I think we'll see tomorrow or Wednesday when that lineup comes out if there's going to be true rotation for Club Brugge. There should be. There's no reason you should be starting.
We rotated 10 players when we played Slavia Prague. If we can't rotate 10 players, 11 players,
I don't think you're going to go
Club
that
Brugge,
crazy.
No.
I think
Club Brugge, I believe, is worse than Slavia Prague is actually second in their league. Club Brugge is not.
You're not be changing your back four much.
When they're third, but yeah.
Well, this is a game where I think if you have a young player that you think is a defender, you play him.
No, I think this game is this is a
Salmon
game that
Salmon's the one. See if Salmon's gotten anything in him, and if that becomes what a perfect moment for someone to break through. Play a Champions League game, go out there, show out, get your name out there, and then next thing you know, you kind of break in the scene like some of these other youngsters have done. If other people are going to get hurt, someone else has got to step up. So
yeah, I'm happy to rotate and bring in some academy players and play. At least get minutes, if not start. I mean, Darwin probably should start if you're going to start an academy player.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable bringing him into a Liverpool match late when it's I think it was either tied or chasing a goal, then he can play. He can start at Club Brugge. You know what I mean? If that's how confident you feel with him, then you could do that. So yeah.
That's why last week he got a hat trick for under 21. So
he's been doing good when he's got to play. So yeah, he's looked good there. That little spin that he did to score that goal. We don't have a player that will even attempt that. So yeah. All right. I think you wanted to move on, right? Any more in this game?
It's your show, Gary. Do whatever you want to do.
Any more? You know what I typically do is I bookmark things that I might want to chat about. You guys don't want to talk about anything to do with the University of Florida football team, right?
It's your show, Gary. I listen.
I'm just joking.
You talk about.
The first bookmark that's on Arsenal is that's right. Arsenal's soft tissue therapist has left the club. He's going to go do his own thing. Soft tissue therapist is gone, and I believe Arsenal.
So that means some muscle guy is going away on you.
And that means
a guy that's been there during all the muscle injuries.
Yeah. So does that mean that that he was not good, or does that mean he doesn't want to get scapegoated? Because
it could mean a lot of things. I don't think it's a scapegoating issue, but it could mean a lot of things, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to kickstart his own business venture. Here we go. You're coming from Arsenal, whose players have had muscle injuries. Pretty much, like 9 out of 10 injuries have been muscle injuries, if I recall. Right? You're going to go out and do your own thing. Are you going out, Spencer or Tony? You're athletes. Are you going to go chat with this guy and get some help?
Nope.
Spencer? Probably not. I mean, it's a good question. I mean, is it a scapegoat? Maybe, probably. Did they ask him, hey, you got to leave?
What's in deal?
He's probably right. They probably did review it and said, you know what, this isn't working out well. We need you to roll out.
And it could be the case of either not listening.
The head physio, though. Well, yeah. Why are you getting a new head physio?
Why are you getting a new
Because they usually bring in their own people anyway. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not working. I would have to say it's what we do in training. Because you get all these in warm-ups, you get them in training. They're not all in the game. So.
But it could be also that they're not being managed correctly.
Could be the nutrition issue too.
We can,
Yeah,
just
but
blame, we can blame
but
everybody, but the one thing we can't say is
physio
that our
does all
players.
that stuff.
The one
That
thing we can
physio
say,
is in
because we
charge
see
of
it, is
all
that our
that.
players are tired on the pitch, and that's not a good sign.
Well, what about
Hey.
that Toronto Blue Jays pitcher that they asked him about the bananas? And they asked him how many bananas he had, and he said, I had 3 bananas because monkeys never cramp. 3 bananas, monkeys never cramp. I'll send you the link later. It's hilarious. I don't know who the pitcher is, but it was pretty funny when he said it.
Boyten Dio says he would visit Eva Canero, not this random guy. I think there was a tweet out there about her, I believe. So yeah, I hear that. When did
I would eat with sweet potato. It's got more potassium in it.
Mm. All right. So when did the tactics become the issue to the masses? So are our tactics bad? I don't think our tactics had as a not letting Matty Cash wide open on the outside. I don't think the tactics called for that. All right. I don't think so. So I don't think the tactics did that. You don't like leave a guy open like that and not actually make sure that when the ball is. I think the ball was deflected, but I think he was so far away by the time you saw when he shot it, he was nowhere near him. It's just Rhea not able to get his hands up quickly, but he has no choice at that point.
But where's your center backs and left back at that time?
Like I said, this all seemed like a breakdown from the right hand side timber, and it just trickles down. That's what I believe I heard. So yeah, we've got, like I said, we've got a back line. Everybody got 3 people out of position. What's she gonna do? All right, what you gonna do? I think when you're down to your last 4 backline players, it'll be a struggle. Why do we always invert? I think everybody does it. Oh, we lost Spencer. I don't think it can be tactics issue. What are people realistically changing?
And if you want them attacking, like I said, do the back 3.
We're not going to do that, so that's not going to happen. That's not what we do.
Can't hear you, Gary.
Huh? You can't hear me? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Spencer's gone. I don't know if he's coming back. Hopefully, okay. Tony's coming back. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Gary.
All right, cool. Boy Tendio can hear me. Yeah, he says he doesn't think it's the tactics. What are people realistically changing? Does it stop the league parking the bus against us? Yeah, I don't think Sunderland, Chelsea, or Villa parked the bus on us. So I don't, I think Sunderland basically.
No problem.
I think Sunderland basically showed people that you don't necessarily have to park the bus against Arsenal, but also, I think those games we weren't playing. I think Sunderland caught us out, but then I think Chelsea and Villa aren't playing against our best defensive back line. So, I'm not sure that's really, we'll see what happens when Saliba comes back and hopefully Gabriel sooner. Isn't that Calafuri's area to mark Matty Cash? I would say so, but if you look at the sequence of play there, Ezra is there and he looks at Matty Cash, so he knows he's there. So if Calafiori was supposed to be there, he's not. So what your teammate's supposed to do is cover for you. So Ezra needed to make sure that Matty Cash wasn't left alone, but he did. If he steps back a little bit, and then he'd be able to, I think he had a guy to his right. At least if he steps backwards, he'll be a little bit closer to Matty Cash and maybe be able to play if the ball gets passed inside. So, and maybe be able to go in and maybe clear that ball away before it gets crossed to Matty Cash. All right. So different things could happen. We've been inverting our left side is always exposed. How is that a good thing? I think that's the way we play. I just think Arteta is playing without. What are you doing, dude? You're like, I hear crinkling, crackling. Lots of noise there.
Crackers. Hold on.
Yeah. I I hear what you're saying, BX Gunner, but I think that's the way we play. At least with Califuria, I don't understand how he gets the freedom, and then Ezra has to sit in a box when he plays sometimes. So it doesn't make any sense, right? Your defense can go have some freedom, but your attackers can't. So, all right, you
I
have
was
70
trying
mil
to
to
get
spend.
Rich open so you could get to a seam where it just effortlessly opens, but
Mm.
didn't want to do that, Gary.
So Tony, you got 70 mil. What are you doing in January if you're going to spend it?
You have Rodrigo that said he's opening to coming to England, so
You can buy Semenyo for 65, 50, something like that, 50, 60.
yeah,
What about Semenyo? He can play left wing. He plays left wing.
but is he as good as Rodrigo?
Well, Rodrigo's probably might cost more, and Rodrigo might have to be acclimated to the Premier League. Semenyo plays in the Premier League now.
I don't know. You
I'm just
bought Newgard who played in the Premier
well,
League, and you can't play with
Semenyo I
Nyberg.
think leads his team, and is the better talent there, right? I don't think Norgard was the better talent. He might have been the leader. Spencer joins us. You good?
Yeah, computer crashed for a second.
Yeah, you got 70 mil, Spencer. And January comes calling. Are you buying? Who you buying?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good question. I'm targeting a couple positions. I'm targeting defender, and then I'm targeting an extra attacker.
Left wing, striker, right
Probably left
wing,
wing.
10.
No, left wing. I mean, I'm looking at defender at this point because that seems to be the most glaring need at this point is the fact that the defenders can't stay healthy.
Mhm.
So you're probably looking at a loan move for a defender.
Yeah, I know they're looking at that young 18-year-old midfielder, though. That's supposedly who they're looking at.
Well,
Not sure why, but that's who's on the list.
like I said, if you got 70, like I mean, I saw something popped up I was actually looking for a photo for something for work on my computer on my phone actually, and there was a thing saying that Arsenal had money to spend in January last year, and I was like, heard that story before. So I don't know. It's a good question. I'm looking at probably a left wing, and I'm probably looking at bringing in a defender on a loan move. Probably more of a senior guy that probably not a no guard type, but somewhere around that age where maybe 28, 29, where I don't have to rely on you in the big games. You're a break in case of emergency. But I guess you could spend it all in one position. I mean, the reality is you still got Trossard and Martinelli. So those are two. That's your left wings right there. But they've had their injury issues this year too. So I can't rely on anybody.
Semenyo, Rodrigo.
I mean, you could try.
No, they're available. Most likely, Semenyo's available.
They're both
Semenyo,
available.
you could do. I just don't know if Bournemouth what their ambition is with Semenyo.
He's got a release clause, so you just have to put it in early, so that they can make their account
I
for it.
mean, I would prefer him over Rodrigo, just because I know what he can do. Well, we know what Rodrigo can do too, but I'm a firm believer in broken record. If you've done it in this league, you're buying for right now, right? Rodrigo is something you buy in July. You get him worked into the squad. He ends up being probably pretty good for you, but
Well, why don't you buy him now when he's going to try to show off and show Brazil, pick me? I mean,
that's also a tactic too. I don't think you're wrong with that either.
That's basically why he said he would play for any of the big six in England. So Just
Well,
have
the argument
Making my
is
money.
go get him, or City go and get him, or Liverpool try to spend more money, or Man United pick a club, Chelsea maybe.
Yeah, Liverpool should be seeing if they can get Gahey out early, but Crystal Palace sitting in. Are they still in the top? Yeah, sitting in the
Or
top four
fourth.
might not be interested. Yeah, Calafiori's to blame. Like I said, I think it was a meltdown, and Calafiori's, the defender, and as is not, but Calafiori's got to see the danger too, because that's what Gabriel would have done. So, but somebody needed to make sure Matty Cash wasn't covered. It would, as is the closest one. Get a manager? Well, that's not going to happen in January. Would be wild to see a Liverpool Madrid swap with Rodrigo and Salah. Huh. That would be interesting.
You're not gonna see that.
Yeah, not because they would have to send money across with Salah for sure. Could we bring Kyrgios back from his loan? I don't think so. I think that loan is one of those loans where he's pretty much gone. It's like Hincapie. He's pretty much gone. He's ours. See how much Tyler Adams is. I don't think. No, they're not going to trade him. Bournemouth. Is Semenyo going to produce similar numbers with the ball? Usually going to Saka on the right wing. I mean, I don't know. He's a left wing, and I think I think he played better as a left wing for us than Eze would. I don't think Martinelli. I think it's right now, right? Trossard, Eze, and then Martinelli. If you have a preference, if Arteta has a preference, I believe that's how it would work out. The only reason why Eze wouldn't be there is because he's playing a 10. So, yeah. Ziljic is another player. Is that the kid? I don't know if that's the kid who plays midfield. Or he plays. Does he play? Where does he play? Yedlis. Let's see. Yeah. Is that the kid? Yeah, he plays he's attacking midfielder and a winger. So maybe that's the guy. Let's see. He plays on what side of the pitch does he play? Well, plays on the left. He can play anywhere on the front, but he plays on the left. Second striker. So, you have a backup there behind Trossard or in front of Trossard if you had to move somebody to the middle. So left winger right there. Left winger right there. 75 mil is what? 75 million euros is what Transfermarkt says. So there you go. There's a left wing. Another one. But young. Is he young? I think, yeah, he's 20. So will he come in and be able to perform? I think when you look at what PSG did, they went out and got a really good left wing, right? Carousel? I don't know how you say his name, but yeah. We need a player like that, but that would be a Rodrigo or Semenyo to me.
Yep.
I want Semenyo before Liverpool get him. Yeah. So far, I've seen exciting players come here and look bare average. Something is not right. Yeah, we've seen the same thing happen in a lot. Every other team has had the exact same thing. So sometimes Premier League is a lot more challenging than people want to believe. The manager must bring it all
how
together.
many attackers have Chelsea went through in the last 2.5 seasons?
I mean, Liverpool and Chelsea
Sure.
and Manchester City all have done that, and sometimes it hasn't worked out. And Manchester United's got all these strikers they've gone through, and it hasn't played out. They've got a good set now. I mean, and Bueno looks like he's doing a job for them, for sure. We should consider getting Kitchett right now. Who's this? Who's that? That's somebody else. Have you guys heard of him?
The name's familiar, but
No, that player's not coming here. He's at PSG. That's who you. No, we should have got him last year, maybe. He's playing at PSG. He's not coming here. Is that what you're saying? Is that the guy? No, It's like Salakia. No, he's not coming here.
But they're not selling him.
He's at PSG. He's not. If that's who you're saying, unless there's another guy, but this is the only name that comes up. Yeah, he's on his is on. Yeah, his on. Yeah. So no, I don't think he's coming. Any player is gettable out of PSG, in my opinion. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna. They just won a Champions League. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Not yet. Yeah, something isn't right at those clubs. Yeah, this is every club. BX. I gave you top 6 teams. All of them have had problems with attackers coming in and not working. All of them. And regarding Semenyo and the numbers
I still
question,
think it boils down on us.
mhm.
Are they given the freedom to do what they want to do?
So all clubs are restricting their freedoms.
No, I'm saying with us.
Yeah.
But Gary's point is that they're all struggling. So it's either
A lot
Gary.
of them, it's what
I,
time
no, I,
to
I think
adapt
everybody.
or-
I think they're all. I think everybody's had struggles with attackers bringing them in, right? Unless you go get the top ones, and even then, like Wirtz is supposed to be one of the top attackers in the middle of the pitch, and
Yeah,
Liverpool can't get a word out of him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he played, So I kind of felt like it doesn't always play out. Even how I mean, I think Eucharist would be for us if we played him in a different. We have to play a different way. And one of the things that I believe one of the things that Adrian Clark did say is that it seemed like Erdogan came in and he was able to make it work. And for me, that was more because they probably played to his strengths. And Gyökeres, we don't play to his strengths, so he doesn't look good.
Nope,
But the one
because
thing he does, and the one thing that
he
happened,
likes
right?
making runs, and we don't.
He sucks the defenders in, gives our wings space. Nobody else does that because nobody else is there. Moreno will never be there, and that's what you see.
Well, I think ideally the other issue is, I mean, did Saliba play the Spurs game? I believe he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. See what happens. Let's see what happens this week. That's my opinion. As far as bringing someone in, I mean, I've got an idea of what position I want, but who is it? I don't know. Like what I see, what I think the need is defense right now more than anything. Which again, like when they're healthy, that won't matter. But they're not healthy, so that's the biggest issue. I guess if you're going to bring in, if you can get a Rodrigo now, go do it. If you can get Semenyo now, go do it. But don't just buy to buy.
But to me on defense, he had Skelly, which worked perfectly fine last year. I don't know how he can't come back in.
My opinion on Skelly, and I'm a big Skelly defender, but not as big as Gary Lesson-Murray. But my thing is like you started him against Bayern Munich against Elise. Like that wasn't fair. just not fair. Or like you could have probably started him in that Spurs game, and that would have made much more sense. So I don't think he's been used as. But again, like Calafiori was brought in to play, not rotate minutes with Skelly. So kind of this weird dynamic of.
I
think it works with him still. I just don't think he's had. I think he's desperate to make the England World Cup team. So he wants to make a name for himself. He had that great run in the Atletico Madrid game. So, I mean, he hasn't been all poor this year.
I think he needs minutes, and he's not going to get it the way we're playing him right now.
He's absolutely going to get them, though, because look at it. Who else is the other left back right now?
Well, because we have injuries. But what I'm saying is he'll just be back like in a month or so. He'll be back to like not playing in it, and then when we need him, he won't be ready to play because he's one. I don't think young players can just take time off and then come back in and create that same form that they left when they played. I don't think he can do that. I think he needs more minutes to get to understand what he can do. So that's kind of how I feel about that whole situation. I think he needs to play more football.
What did he have, Gary? 163 minutes this season?
Yeah, something. Yeah. He's not much minutes. Yeah, he's got 143 minutes in the league. Yeah. That is the lowest of everybody outside of Kai Havertz, Dalman, and Norgard. Norgard's got 15 minutes, which is crazy. Like he couldn't even get a minute against Brentford, who he captained. That says a lot about the way Arteta feels about him. You
It
don't
probably
like
infuriated him too.
you seriously? I would be playing in this game if I didn't leave, but I can't play against them. Whoa, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, I'll be playing with better players around me, but I can't play. You know what? That doesn't make any sense, right? To me, anyways, it doesn't make any sense. So I kind of feel like something's not right. Something's not right.
Is that one of them that Arteta just didn't want the guy and punishing him for it?
You know what? But you know what?
I don't know. It's a tough
If you
one.
get
Maybe.
if somebody brings in a player for you, you can't be petulant and not play them just to show face. Because now what you're saying is, you know what? I you I might suppose my understanding is he asks for players, they bring him players based on what he's asking for, supposedly, right? And it's supposed to be a conglomerate, right? There's a negotiation there between all the parties of what player they bring in. So then when you say, oh well, he doesn't want to, like, you're wasting your team's money at that point, and you don't have to waste your money to show up, show up the director of football, right? You don't have to do that. So I kind of felt like if that's the case, then that's like Noni doesn't give you goals, right? But we play him, right?
He's an exciting player though. He's
Moreno
got
isn't really a center forward, but we play him, right? We play him,
yeah.
all right. I mean, I like some of these, Calafiori is bombing up the pitch, creating, giving extra work to our center back who is now out injured. Is that a cause and effect there? We do all these silly things that maybe cause even bigger problems for us. All right. So I kind of felt like, Norgard can play for us if he could start for Brentford. If he can play for Brentford, then he can play for us against like Leeds. He could have played for us against Brentford. He could have played definitely minutes in the North London Derby. Could have played minutes in Bayern Munich game late. It's how you manage your team. I'll take a new manager over a signing in January. That's where I'm at. This team has been assembled very well. Berto's watching. We'll see about that. We'll see if that happens. If Arteta, I think if Arteta doesn't walk away with any kind of trophy, see if Berto has the power. Arteta has to show some cunning and be this genius they claim he is. I don't know. Yeah, Norgard and mispurchase seems pretty simple to me. At least he was cheap. Yeah, cheap. You just buy a lot of cheap players and then you can't use them. It's a waste, right? You might as well just bring in an academy player and play him.
Yep.
So why waste your money? I don't think so. I don't. I would hope not. I hope that it's not a. Oh, it's cheap, so we'll do it because we've done that too many times. We bought cheap before, right? We bought we bought Nuno, right? We bought what's his name? We bought a lot of players for cheap, and we never used them, and then we let them go for nothing. It's waste. Go. I'd rather spend more money for players we're gonna play. Top of the Champions League and Premier League, beaten by and lost to third place at home isn't at the end of the world. That is definitely a good way to look at it. And you know what? The worst part, the best part about this, if there is a good part about this game, our players have some more experience playing on the road at a hostile environment, and know they got to play full 90 minutes. Got to play all the way through the tape.
Well, it's how they respond too, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a learning exercise, and they should come out stronger for it.
How they respond for this will dictate whether they learn from it.
Yeah.
If they respond and take care of business, then they've learned from it.
Yeah, if Norgard doesn't play the next two games, that I think is problems. He should get at least 135 minutes. That's what I think. That means he should play a full game and maybe a half game at worst.
I mean, Wolves are worse than Derby County as far as. I mean, I don't know how they. I couldn't tell you.
You see the game today, right? You see the game today.
I saw the score.
Yeah.
So they're bad.
And that's with Brandon United. Not necessarily like it didn't like it. It looked like it was a close game for a bit, and then eventually it wasn't. So Like we should be able to come out and not even make it a contest early. But
See what happens.
yeah, I wouldn't have signed Norgard. I would have looked for a left back and move Skelly into midfield. I could get. I would have got with that because I think that's where he comes from the midfield. So and he's trained in the academy as a midfielder. So I would expect him to understand how Arteta wants to play.
Yeah.
So all he needed was experience. So if that's the case, then he would be an easy decision to make. He's already played for you in the back line. I think. Hello, you've got Rice and Zubimendi playing, ahead of him in the pecking order. He can only get better, especially if he gets to play with either one of them. So, if Norgard can't play Arteta's way, he's going to be used just as much as Tierney. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. We'll see. Like I said, he's got to play. Like he should be playing already. That's the problem. All right. Next up, Club Rouge. Starting lineup, right? You think Kappa should start?
Yes.
Yep.
Skelly should start?
Yep.
White should start?
I'll be the third straight start. You might not want to start him.
We had no choice. I'm starting him.
Because I believe Saliba will be available for the Wolves game at the worst, if not available already. So,
If that's the case, then I want Saliba on the bench.
I believe
what I say by that is I want him. If he can go, do maybe a 15-minute cameo just to make sure we're good, and then because I'm gonna need you to do a full 90 on Saturday. Maybe not.
Because right now, like if Salmon doesn't start, then you're only resting one player. Because Timber will have to start, Hinkapia will have to start, and White would have to start.
There's a world with Calafiore because he's not playing on the Wolves game. He starts tomorrow, Wednesday.
That right there, you're right. Yep, Calafiore definitely has to play. He's a fullback, right? He's a center back. So you just
why not go crazy with it? Start Skelly, make Calafiore play center back, and then Hinkapie.
I said that earlier when I brought up Skelly, why he can't.
Yeah.
But again, like maybe this is an opportunity to let Salmon shine out there.
Maybe. I don't know. They just haven't given him any minutes yet. It might be hard to give him. He's not going to start. I don't think Arteta usually just starts players off the street. So, so in the midfield,
if we started Salmon and lost the game or tied, people would lose their minds. They would lose their absolute, especially if he made a mistake.
But then if he would have lost to Bayern Munich, people would have. Some people would have said. There's a lot of people that said, "I'd rather do that if we get a chance to win Chelsea game." All right. So you can look at it either way. So in where he definitely starts.
Probably.
Yeah. Salmon will get the Carriat game, so maybe he'll get some minutes. But in Wary, Norgard, and then who else? Rice isn't playing.
Odegaard, I'm making Odegaard start.
Okay, so Odegaard starts. So there you go.
Yep.
And Wary gets to play the 10.
And guess what else I'm doing? I'm starting Eze at left wing.
Starting left wing to get him some more minutes.
We'll get that more work in there, more repertoire on what you want to do with that. I think that would be what I would do. I would start Jesus at striker. I'd make him play 45, and then you could
Jesus at striker.
And then at right wing, going to Madueke. I want you to get a goal. I'm going too crazy on like I'm also thinking of like get right games, right? Like if I want to, because this is part of the thing too. Like the Eze at left wing thing. I have my doubts. I told you how I would love to see it. I would love to see Rice at the 6 and like Odegaard as playing together at the 10s or 8s or however you want to do it. Free flowing, just open things up. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
And Ezer has only had 70 minutes, 75 minutes in the last 2 games, so he should be good to go anyway. So, yeah, if he plays left wing, then maybe that, him and Weary would probably work out pretty well.
It could be a Martinelli game.
And then Gyökeres should start. Maybe not play a full game, but should start.
I think you could get away with that. I do think as Jesus he's got to get minutes, but Yorkres has to play a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you start him, but I guess you could.
No, you need to start him. He doesn't have to play the full game, but
So there is a world where you could start this game off. I love saying there is a world. You get what you need early, and then you're like, I don't need to bring you in anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if these players come in with the mindset that I'm going to get 45 minutes, so I'm going to give everything. You know how sometimes the coach will tell you, you got 45 minutes. Don't save anything because you won't get to use it. You know what I mean? Don't save anything because you're not going to get to use it. So you better just go out there and play like it's the end of the game. You got nothing else to lose. So you think Rice is starting? I hope not. I hope he's not traveling in my eyes. He shouldn't even travel.
He's traveling.
He shouldn't travel.
He will travel.
He shouldn't travel, and he definitely should not start. Much less he shouldn't even be. He should be at the end of the bench cheering everybody on. You can't. He shouldn't play at all if you're really talking about managing a player's health. There's no reason for to play this game. Wolves game too. Shouldn't have to play either one of those games.
Well, it is ironic because Arteta did get up there on a press conference recently and talk about the amount of games they have in December, and yet you've made Rice play all the minutes except for 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. He's not really making any sense. Putting Eze on the left wing as the new Partey at right.
No, he's making sense about so many minutes, but what he's not making sense about is understanding he has other players he can trust to get the job done. That's where he's failing.
Very true. Give Eze the confidence and freedom he had at Palace, and give him the opportunity to run wild. You saw him and Mateta flourish. Yeah, no, I should be. The problem is Arteta will only use it in certain games, and maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the thing. Trossard, gives Trossard some time to recover, and hopefully he'll be ready for the Brighton game. Right, he would be in a coming home game. We like that one. Eze may work on the left wing in FIFA, but he's clearly not running at his best there. No, he's definitely not his best there. But I think he'll be good there if Arteta changes the way we play there. That's the thing, everybody. We got players playing in positions they have played in. Just the roles are different, and thus it don't work.
Well, why can't you just have him and Odegaard behind the front three? Then you got.
Well, that's not going to happen in this game. You're talking about 4 or 5 games from now. That's not going to happen. You know that, right?
Well, why can't you do it now, Gary? You ought to do 4 or 5
No,
games.
because
they
you need to give Nweri minutes. You need to give Norgard minutes. So you're not going to play the style of football you're talking about. If you put, right?
That had nothing to do with what I said. I said play as a.
If you're playing in Nweri and you're playing Odegaard, right? Then you're not playing Eze in the midfield. All right?
Can.
Norgard should get minutes. I'm sorry, and Nweri should get minutes, right?
He hasn't so far.
He should get minutes. That's what I said. I didn't ask the question. He should get minutes. Move Erdegaard to the left wing then. Yeah, let him help out there. Yeah. If Nweri isn't playing against Bruges, then his agent should frankly get him out of Arsenal. Would mean Arteta doesn't have faith in him.
Actually, I've just sat here and thought about this. I had to walk away for a second. I ultimately think you got to rotate. I don't care if the result is. I don't even care tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't care. Take this as an opportunity to rotate us. I mean, if you want to play Salmon, if you want to play Dowman, if you want to play the Lehman brothers, whoever you want to play, I don't care at this point on this game tomorrow. Saturday matters, get the 3 points. Everton matters, get the 3 points. That's what matters, right? This Club Bruges game doesn't matter. I mean, I say that because I'm just thinking about this is the opportunity where you're going to get your, like, it's not a disrespect to the Belgian league. I don't know anything about it. you know, it's they don't know anything about MLS, so okay. But my point being is like the Wolves game, you have to get 3 points. I know Wolves are dog shit, but you have to get 3 points. Everton,
Not only do you have to get 4 points, but the performance has to look really
I don't
good.
even care about the performances.
No, the reason why I care about the performance
2-0 win. Give me a 2-0
I can't
win.
build on a 2-0 win. That's a struggle. I can build. Because we're not. Think about this. You're playing the worst team in the league. If you're telling me the best we can do is 2-0 against them, I'm telling you we had a bad day.
Thing right now.
We had a very, very bad day.
No.
That doesn't instill any confidence in your squad to go out and say, you know what, we're going to struggle to a 2-0 win over.
Gary, I'm going to tell you the most important thing about a team that's dropped 5 points in the last 2 league games is to get 3 points on the board. Period.
You need both, in my eyes. You need both performance.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, Monday, if they get the 3 points on Saturday, I'm not going. We're going to disagree on that one.
No, we're going to disagree. And then when we struggle against Everton and Crystal Palace and Brighton, you're going to go, you're not going. And I'm going to tell you it starts because the base is weak.
I'm a mildly inconsistent guy, Gary. I have my own flaws and my own issues.
Yeah. Bargav says, "What's good, Gary and company?" Hello, Bargav. Thanks for joining. It's been a while since we've seen you, but we're here. We're here every Monday. Yeah, we're always here. Odegaard would move to right wing because inverting. He's left-footed now. Yeah, we know that's not going to happen. But people are spooked by Bruges because they gave Barker a tough time. Barcelona. We need to rotate. So whatever that means, I don't need to see Rice starting. If Zubimendi doesn't have to start, I'll be happy with that. We need to, like you said, we need to go into, they might get minutes late in the game if they get minutes at all. But when we play Wolves, we should go as strong as we can. As strong as we can. Hopefully Trossard recovers. He's got a week plus. You know, maybe he is. I don't know if he came off injured or if he just was on a minutes restriction. I'm not sure. You know, so Bruges will attack us with no fear. They have scored a few goals. Is that correct? Let's see. Arsenal. We're playing Club Bruges. Let's see what they're all about here. Have they scored a lot of goals? I don't know.
It's a good question.
Let's see. Club Bruges right now is sitting 26th. So in the league, they have scored 8 goals, given up 13. So they have 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. So I'm thinking we can maybe, play some other players in this game.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
What do you mean 2-0? That's how they played?
The next 3 results: 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
And then 2-0.
If you could tell me that's what we're going to do, I say yes. But if I'm telling you one of those games is Wolves, I'm going to say, are you telling me that Everton and Crystal Palace are at the same level? You'd be lying. You'd be lying if you said Everton and Crystal Palace at the same level as the Wolves. I don't think so. Especially when 2 of those games are home. You're playing home against Wolves, home against Crystal Palace.
You got one for you. Palace play City on Saturday too.
Yeah, so they might. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. You'll take a 2-0 win over Wolves and a Palace and City draw, and then get yourself back up to 4 points between you two. Yeah. That's where it'll make sense. Who knows what'll happen? Who knows?
Don't think performance doesn't matter that much this season. Every team presents problems so unique from each other first up. I believe in performance over results every day. That doesn't matter. I've said this from day one. Give me performances. I can't build on a result that I can't guarantee, but I can build on a performance that I can guarantee.
I feel like you should rephrase that. You need pretty wins, is what your point is.
No. I need no.
Oh, you would take a 4-3 defeat if they played good.
If if we're playing a really good team, right, and our performance is consistent, and the other team is just as good as we are, our performances should be better because I think we're the better squad. So we might win that 4-3. Yeah. So I'm taking performance.
A win has to happen.
I can't build. I can't give you a really good, strong confidence level based on the fact that guess what? The other team had 3 own goals. I can't guarantee that. But if you told me,
Oh, no, I was going to say
you
we
know,
lose 4-3.
yeah, if we lose 4-3 and our performance was good, that means the team was better than us. Right? But I'll tell you this: if our performances are consistent, we're going to win more than we're going to lose. That's what we were doing in all the other games we played. Our performances were really good in that back line. We could lean on that performance from our back line in all those when we had that 8-game stretch and we didn't lose. Right? Our back line performance was consistent. You could say write it down. Those 4 players are playing there. They're going to be consistent with their play. Guess what? Nobody's getting ball through, right? That's performance. That's what it looks like, and that's how it feels. No matter what, the other team got nothing. If we had that same kind of consistency on our front line, we would say, you know what, we're scoring 2-3 goals on pretty much everybody consistently, because that's the performances that we get. So I'm going performance.
I think you want wins and good performances, not results only. That's a better way to phrase it.
No, you're adding everything that I don't know. If I'm going to say what's the number one thing I want, I'm telling you performance. You're going to tell me you want results.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're going to tell me. And I'm going to tell you.
I hear you.
You know what? Your Denver Broncos have performances on defense that is solid. You can guarantee that every game you watch your Denver Broncos, your defense will be solid. Your offense isn't as good as it could be, right? So on a bad day for your offense, guess what? Your defense is always there.
But,
so you
but
might
it doesn't
win
matter.
You might win 7-6. You might win 36, right? But you're gonna know your defense is solid. That's what I want. We have that with our defense when they're healthy.
You don't have Gabriel.
No. But that's why I'm saying the performance matters to me. You know, because I can't guarantee that we're gonna score goals right now.
But why can't you do a simple thing? Skelly's on the left. Kyle Fury's your left center back.
We'll see if that happens. Like you said, we'll see where Arteta. I believe we'll find out the confidence and trust level of Arteta and his squad on Wednesday when we see the lineup.
I don't know. I don't think he cares about that game much.
No, we'll find out because if he starts Rice, if he starts Zubimendi, if he starts Saka, right, that shows that he's not confident in anybody. All right, that he's brought in, that is in that squad, and I think that's a bad thing because guess what that does? It alienates those players. They feel like they can't contribute. Right? He would do anything he can to get Erdegaard onto the pitch. He will do anything he can to get Xhaka on the pitch, and they returned it in favor. You turn around and you do the opposite to another player. Guess what? You don't get the same result. Right? Like Pepe needed to be handled a certain way. He didn't want to handle him at all. He didn't want to pat him on the back like he would Xhaka, and he saw what happened there. I kind of felt like you have to, know what you're dealing with. He didn't do it. I think every player should mean something to him. Every player. That's how you get a full squad playing for you.
And part of that time is when he was actually coach and not manager before he got raised up.
I bet you when Arteta
for two years with Pepe.
I bet you when Arteta was sitting next to Pep.
Coaching.
Listen to me. I bet you when Arteta was sitting on the bench next to Pep, I don't think Pep had players that he brought in and gave confidence to. He didn't treat. I don't think he treated him the same way Arteta does. Everybody that came on that pitch for City, they had a purpose and they had confidence in their manager. I believe so. I believe that true because he used a lot of players that people were like, that guy's not that good, but he plays good in that system, right? They got something out of him. Only a few players did not get enough out of them. Right, like the Tielemans and to some degree the what's his name who plays at Everton now, Jack Grealish. So, but most players they all contribute to his calls. And then we're playing Wolves on the weekend. I don't know. Like I said, if Saliba's ready to come back, he should get minutes there. Trossard, if he's ready to play, he should get minutes there. Who else is on the fence? I think that's it, right? Kai Havertz is not coming back until December. Gabriel is not coming back to December. Jesus should probably get some minutes. Jesus should get some minutes, right?
Yeah.
Mascara is not coming back till next year. I mean, this is crazy, right? So yes,
Yeah,
right now looks
maybe
like
there's something with the guy moving on to somewhere else and some different type of work, starting his own business, shall we say?
we'll see if that we'll see how we if that makes an immediate change in how we handle things. All right.
See,
I mean, it's weird to have that happen right now
Yeah.
when you've I don't know if that shouldn't have anything to do with Mascara's injury had nothing to do with I think muscles. You land wrong on your ankle, you land wrong on your ankles. It's a tendon thing. All right. I think we've chatted about the game, chatted about Club Rouge, chatted about Wolves. Do you have anything else to say about Wolves, Tony?
Nope.
Yeah.
It should be an easy, straightforward 3 points.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We've got Club Rouge, we've got Wolves, we've got Everton, and got Crystal Palace and Brighton. We're gonna give all. I'm not even put the Villa game in there yet. So you got those 5 games. How many points can you live with, Tony? Or how many wins can you live with? Let's say that. We got 5 games: Bruges, Wolves, Everton, Crystal Palace, and Brighton.
For Bruges, you don't care.
How many wins? How many wins are you expecting in that 5-game stretch? Or what would be a good run of game wins in that game, that stretch?
Probably 4.
4 wins.
Yep.
Spencer says
4 wins.
Well, 4 wins.
4 wins. 3 maximum wins in the league, and then on to the semifinals of the League Cup.
Yeah. So there you go. So we don't care about Champions League game. We might draw that one, or we might even lose it, but we don't care.
Not as much. Oh, I would like them to win. I want to win the rest of the year, man. The Villa game.
I get the winning part, but I just don't want to. We don't have the numbers to do all of that.
We
don't have the numbers to try to win Club Rouge game.
You don't think that we can rotate 10 and find a way to get a result?
If we could, we would have done it already. That's the scary part, right?
You made a comment earlier about the Slavia Prague game.
Kelly, Norgard, there's lots of people you could pass. Kelly,
I'm hoping that's what we'll see.
Again, the issue here that the elephant in the room is no Gabriel, no Saliba. There is Saliba comes back, potentially, but we need one of those guys back, and that was the one thing. If we were sitting here and you had your 2 twin towers, as you like to call them, or whatever nickname you got for those 2 guys, I mean, you almost felt like bare minimum we're going to get out of here with a draw, right?
Yeah.
So now,
Tiger Guna's got 3 wins and a draw, and I assume the draw is one is Club Rouge, and the other draw is probably
Crystal
Everton
Palace.
away. Everton away, because we can't draw Palace. We have to win that game no matter what.
Well, you still draw technically and then win it later.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give anybody
PKs in that.
But I can see. But you know what? Right now, our away form is terrible. Comparatively to our.
You got a chance tomorrow to Wednesday to write that. Write the ship on that. And you've got a opponent. It's still an away game. I mean, it's Everton, man. I know we've struggled up there in the past, but I mean, he's got them cooking. David Moyes does. They look good. I mean,
I think it's everything. It's the coaching style and stuff like that.
They were never a bogey team until Arteta became our manager.
Well, City's got coming up Real Madrid, Crystal Palace at Palace, Brentford in the League Cup. Then they got West Ham at home, Forest away, at Sunderland New Year's Day, Chelsea January 4th, and then Brighton at home. And then January 17th, they've got Man United. When did the FA Cup games figure in here? They're not in. It's not in the schedule
It
I've
hasn't
got.
put it in there. I know I saw it at Portsmouth, but I don't know when it did it say the games. I don't know if it said the games. It just,
Well, this doesn't really end here, right? This everybody talks about the Christmas period, but the January period's pretty testy too. If you look at it, even looking at City, they've got the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 17th, the 20th, the 24th, and the 28th. Is that 8? Or am I 7 games in 1 month?
You've got 7 as well. I mean,
Right,
our
right. I'm
games
saying like
are loaded
it's not
towards
like
the end, though.
yeah, it's not like you make it to January 1st and everything is hunky dory. You're still gonna have to keep going. So, bringing Saliba back, Saliba may still have to rotate and not do a full 90 here or there, depending on the game.
Yeah, well, I think we have some off and on games there in that stretch, right? Because I mean, we play Inter away, we play Carriac away in that
City
January
lost.
window.
City lost at Villa 2 this year as well. So, and City lost to Spurs.
Yeah.
So,
No, they've got 4 losses. We've got what? We've got
2.
2. So yeah, we can, but I tell you,
And
can't do
those
it.
2
You can't.
losses,
Yeah.
there's 2 losses. One came on a wonder free kick and a last minute walk off. So you haven't got, as you would say, your proverbial ass kicked. Whereas City, 2-0 loss to Spurs isn't a good win. Is a bad loss. Getting blanked at Villa, I would argue, is a bad loss. Considering their standards.
Mm-hmm.
So again, all things considered, we've drawn some games that the Chelsea 10 men game, you should never really draw against when you have a numerical advantage. I mean, hell, United lost when they had a numerical advantage. So it's not an exacts, but
No, I just don't think he takes chances when he should, when the odds are in his favor.
well,
I mean, when you're
when
you're playing a Liverpool team that was struggling to win in the first part of the season, and you don't take that to heart.
we went to Liverpool. Liverpool was still top of the league. They're
No,
struggling now.
they were struggling. But this is where I'm saying the performance matters. If you looked at their performances in those games to start the season, they were giving teams an opportunity to beat them. And we came out like they were the top seed, and they had been playing really well for the last 10 games.
Well, that happens to us all the time, Gary, when we go out there to
But what I'm saying is, but you
instead of
see where
playing
they
for
are
a win.
now. That nothing has changed. It's just other teams have actually played and said, you know what, you're not that
we
good.
just didn't play to win it, Gary. We played to draw.
That's my problem. We had an opportunity. We should take it like you said. Chelsea is down a man. The last thing you should be doing is thinking, I hope we don't lose this thing. Are you kidding me? No, you should be expecting to win this thing handily. They're missing not only their best attacker, but now their best defender. You're telling me we have to struggle to get a win there? We had to struggle just to get a draw?
I mean, look, listen, we're still in first place. We're talking about the past.
Yeah, it all matters.
And
It all plays because that behavior is the same behavior we're still seeing. We haven't seen it change. So, like when people say, you know what, until Arteta shows us, we can only assume he's going to do the same thing, and then we keep saying the same thing and going, yeah. He's been waiting to have a team that we have now. To waste this opportunity would be criminal, like the Sacramento Kings from the early 2000s. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but we got the injuries, so we'll see if that's the issue. But here we go. We are at the time. It is 94 minutes. Tony?
Yep.
Talk to the people.
This is something that's happened this time of year, either right before the new year or right after. It's happened almost every season where we go to shit. We've had 3 years in a row earliest domestic cup exit. It's time to right that ship. We got enough depth to do that. But it boils down to who does Arteta trust? And I think that's where the problem is.
Yeah, we had a 3-game stretch where we lost, and drew last year. Drew to Brighton. I think we had. I don't remember how that game played out, but then we lost to Crystal Palace in the EFL semifinals, and then we drew to Manchester United in a 3-game stretch. So yeah, and, that basically that pretty much knocked us out of 2 cups right there, bang bang in less than a week. So yeah. No, we have these. We just had a 3-game stretch that I said. We just had a 3-game stretch that I said we had to do well in, and we won 2 and we drew 1. So, we'll see how. Some people will say, "Oh, well, it didn't start until till we played Chelsea and Villa." But that we'll see. Spencer, what say you?
Oh, everybody relax. Like Aaron Rodgers said, relax.
No, you guys say it the right way. What did he say?
I'm not Aaron Rodgers, so I'm not great.
You just said it. You
I
just said you are.
This fantasy football I was watching, and Jalen Hurts is struggling, and I'm still kind of in it.
I won.
Not really
you know
in
what?
it.
I won I won my game against the top seed
I'm doing a massive collapse here, dude.
by
Like, it's-
0.3. 0.3 I won.
I've got
Against the
15
top
points
seed.
to give. He's got Hurts and Cameron Dicker going.
But what did your team do, Gary? Not your
My-
fantasy team.
Who cares about that? My real team got destroyed. They just, anytime I give them a little bit of I'll see how they're gonna. No, they just let me down.
Well, everybody relax. Enjoy the
Yeah.
games, man. It's holiday season.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got myself into a weird rabbit hole today of listening to people that, not the people, but the person was fine. It was the people in the comment section of just whatever. That's all I'm going to say. And then the group chat of just overreaction and just, it is what it is, man.
I hear
It
you.
is what it is. If Arsenal have impacted your life so bad that you feel the last 6 years have been wasted, please, I implore you to go touch some grass. I really do. I get it. I love this club. I hate when they lose. It irritates me. It ruins my day. But I still got to pay my mortgage. I still got to pay my bills. I still got to provide for the missus and the little one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No, I just
saying,
say,
guys.
but you know what? The other part to that as well is if it's not making you happy, then you probably should stop doing it. I don't like doing things that give me pain and don't make me happy. If it's not giving you that much joy, then you know what, you might be doing the wrong thing. You might have to change.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset when Arsenal lose. I think
Yeah.
you should. But if it has impacted you so much that you felt like it's been a waste, man, especially when you got these people. I mean, most of these athletes wouldn't give you the time of day. They'd walk past you on the street dying. Just breathe, man. I get it, man. I understand the fabric. I understand the difference. I understand the history of this game, what these clubs meant to these communities and everything. And I get where that's that massive connection. And I respect it. But just breathe, y'all. Just breathe.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we easily see that, though, because we like college sports.
Yeah.
College sports is the same thing as their areas over there because
Let me go through this chat so we can get out of here. We bully Champions League because a lot of the teams are running the same tactics, just with better or worse players. The premise some free for all, where Sunderland and can opt to grill us, and Villa can win on heart. Yeah, no, it's Premier League. That's why some people say the Premier League is a tougher league to win, and that's why if you win it, then you've done a really good job. And they needed us to have Margulies and Sleep out for them to even sneak that win. Well done to them. Yeah, no, I think teams have taken it, and that's the thing. Teams have taken advantage when the other team has given them an advantage, or the other team's added this advantage. We don't do that. We didn't do that against Chelsea. We didn't do it against Liverpool. We could have caught City out as well. The way we played that game, there's no way we couldn't have won that game if we had played to win. We played like they were a top team, and they were struggling at that point. Yeah, Spencer, we lost the game. The world is ending. Come on, don't you understand?
I do now. I get it, guys.
Is the sky not your new ceiling? That ain't your roof above you. It's the world collapsing because Arsenal lost the game. Yeah. You
I get
funny,
it.
boy 10. I don't know what
I'm
came
not-
up. Yeah, you went a little crazy Arsenal there. But everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again next Monday. We've got 2 games. I'm expecting hopefully 6 points out of those wins. But I'm okay. It sounds like you guys are okay if we got 4. But we got to win on the weekend for sure.
Goal to win every game.
Got to win every game, but
Every single game, baby.
the Wolves game, hopefully that's where we start. We turn the tide there, and when we see how that plays out.
And if
Thank
they
you for
can't
joining
beat
us.
them, then
We'll do that again. We'll do this again in a week. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, subscribe and like. And as I like to say,
life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. There you go.